Hello and welcome. In today's episode we're going to talk about drywall and take a look at this madness. And this is pretty much normal for drywall. This is nothing out of the norm. I've seen this before a bunch of times. That's just how drywall looks when it's being done. So it is extremely messy, and that's one thing I would not be able to do. And I refuse to do it, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. The price for the drywall job, including material and labor, everything out the door, was $3,026. As I usually cover those kind of things on this channel. So I'm going to spin around here. I'm going to show you how this stuff came out, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about this. Each drywall sheet, for example, like a 4-foot by 8-foot drywall sheet, is about $9. And then if you're looking at one for like 4 feet by 12 feet, kind of like what you see right there where the door is and that window, that is about $14-15. It just depends how much you buy it and where you buy it. So drywall itself is not expensive, and it's actually very reasonable for what you get. But the finishing that's where most of the price comes from, is the labor to finish this. And interesting fact, the person who does my drywall, he is 75, I think he told me. 75 years old. And he is still out there grinding. He's still working. And I got a lot of respect for that man, because I would not want to touch this stuff with a 10-foot pole. I absolutely don't like drywall. And if it wasn't for my customers, I wouldn't put any drywall in my homes. It'll be all tongue and groove, because I love the wood and the knots and everything. But, you know, people ask for drywall because they want some colors on the wall, which I understand it, but it is just not my thing. And this is so messy. And I mean, it's cleaned up a little bit. This is pretty much, you know, right after they hung everything. And the second section of the video, I'll show you how everything looks when it's done. My customer requested that I put up their phone connection, well, not phone, but internet connection, and a power plug, because she's going to put her TV over there in that corner. So I called the electrician back, and they added that. I think in a previous or 2 episodes ago, something like that, if you noticed it. So that's what we got. So this is considered the master bedroom. This is the person who hung the drywall, because the man does not hang his drywall since he's older. He hires somebody. They covered up the smoke detector, but that's not a big deal. Happens all the time. Receptacles and everything gets covered up sometimes, and sometimes they miss it. I mean, that's not a big deal. You can easily find it. I showed him where it is, and he can just cut it out, and that's it. So that's not gonna make or break the deal here with the drywall. That's a mistake I can live with. The heating and air people still didn't get back to me. They were supposed to come back this week and work on everything, and didn't get back to me. That's where the toilets are going to be. So this HVAC job is going to be very interesting, to say the least. We'll see how it all plays out when it's done. So I went to the office, and it wasn't enough, so I gotta go back again. So I figured I'll go in person instead of phones, because you know how that goes with phones and playing phone tag with people. But the office visit wasn't enough, so I guess I gotta come a little bit differently at the situation. I'm trying to be respectful and polite, but I don't know if that's gonna work. So we'll see, I guess. But that's where my stackable washer dryer is going to be there, and then the water heater is going to be in the right of that corner. And it's going to be a 50-gallon water heater. I always put the big ones in so people can take hot showers longer than 5 minutes. So I always go with the 50-footer, geez, that would be a huge water heater. A 50-gallon water heater. So now we're walking in. Where are we going to go? Into the other bedroom or bathroom? Bathroom. So that's the other small bathroom, vanity on the left and toilet on the right. And all the colors that you see in the bathrooms, that's the drywall that's supposed to resist molding and any kind of moisture issues. So that's why you see a bunch of pink and blue, and that's what it is. It looks kind of funny, but once you paint it, it all disappears. You can't see it. And here in this bedroom, I guess they just put a sheet of the purple stuff in there. They ran out of the regular stuff, no big deal. And that's the world's biggest closet you ever probably seen. It's a very small closet. So that's the HVAC thing that I was talking about, and that's the ceiling fan. That's where it's going to be. And that window is 4 feet by 4 feet. And that's the corners that are going to be mounted on the corners here. So your walls don't crack and fall apart when you brush against them. And those are metal corners. And there we go, and we're coming up on day, well, I guess the finished job. So all this stuff, the mess is gonna be gone, thank goodness. And here's the job, how it came out. So like I said, the man does good work. He is older, and as long as he wants to work, I will continue hire him. And right there where you see insulation, since you don't see any drywall, that's going to be tongue and groove. So that's what's gonna come in a future episode. You'll see that as well. And that's the stuff I was cutting off from the windows, all the spray stuff that I sprayed. So my windows are nice and efficient, so they're not drafty. And all my windows, you're looking at that view camera's kind of overexposed. I'm sorry, but I'm still kind of trying to figure this GoPro thing out, and I'm gonna just get a new camera that's a little bit different and better when it comes to different light conditions. So this area here is about 11 feet wide by about 3 inches, and the width of the house is 24 feet. Just so you have an idea, you know, what you're dealing with, what you're looking at here. And see, everything is sanded. The man does good work. And that's the master again. Let's see if the camera pans so you can see that smoke detector he found. My electrical panel, that's the big brown ugly thing on the wall. That's gotta be on this side. I would love to put it in a bathroom, but it's not supposed to go in wet areas, and it's understandable, all the humidity and everything. So it's gotta go in the bedroom, so I guess somebody can cover it if they really want to. And see on the right side, I don't know if you can see it, the plug was cut out. And here's my blue bathroom. Seat in the shower. Not bad. This house, I keep saying, but just in case you have new folks watching, this is 720 square feet. So it's 24 by 30. So it's a very small house. I try to do affordable housing for regular people. So, you know, I try to keep my homes at below 150. That's my goal always. And once this is sold, I'll tell you basically what it's sold for, as I usually do on this channel. Just so you have an idea how much it actually costs to build, and then how much I sell it for. So you can figure out the profit, and if you want to get into this kind of business. Because I honestly would love some competition for people out there in different states to build affordable housing. But nobody wants to do it. I'm the only fool that wants to do it. And people let me know about it. Everybody tells me all the time I should be building bigger and making more money, but to me this is not all about money. I like the fact that I have affordable housing. I provide affordable housing for people, and not a lot of people know that. I mean, not a lot of people do that, as you know. So everything nowadays is just getting more and more expensive. And not everybody can afford a big house. Not everybody can afford, you know, big mortgage payment and big tax bill that comes with a big house, and upkeep and yard maintenance and inside maintenance. A lot of expenses go with a big house, but some people, like I said, it's not easy to afford a house nowadays. Plus all the insurance and everything else that goes with home ownership, utility bills, bigger home, bigger area to cool and heat. Why am I talking about this like this? Because sometimes people buy their first house and they buy too much of a house and then they regret it. They bite off more than they can chew. So just be careful if you're a first-time home buyer. You can always start out small and go from there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.